Hi, this is Ellen from the Chili Dog, and today I'm going to show you how to do a double lifted increase like the one I'm using here to shape the toe of my Caretaker socks. And I like this increase because it's both pretty and functional. So this is a vertical double increase, which just means that 2 stitches are added with each increase, and the stitches are increased up one single vertical column here. And to make the increase, you basically work 3 stitches into 1 stitch. You do a knit 1 below, knit 1 through the back loop, and then another knit 1 below. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to knit a double lifted increase. Both create the exact same increase, but mechanically they're slightly different. One uses a crochet hook and one does not. First, let's do the crochet hook method. You'll want to use a crochet hook that's about the same size or even slightly smaller than your knitting needles. So to make the increase, I want to knit 1 below, knit 1 through the back loop, and then knit 1 below this next stitch that's on my left needle. So first let's do the knit 1 below. And to do that, you just take your right needle tip and insert it into the stitch that's 1 below. Right through the center of the stitch and through. Wrap your yarn knitwise and pull it through. And you've increased 1 stitch. The next stitch is knit 1 through the back loop. So instead of coming through the front loop like we normally would to knit, we're going to go through the back loop of the stitch. And wrap the yarn knitwise and pull it through, and you can drop the stitch off the left needle at this point. Now we need to knit 1 below through that same lower stitch that we did before. And if we do it in the same way by inserting our right needle tip through that stitch, when we pull back our needle, it's likely that we're going to drop these stitches off the right needle, and that would be bad. So instead, what you can do is get your crochet hook, and you're going to use that hook instead to go through that same lower stitch as before. So insert your crochet hook through, wrap your yarn around knitwise, and pull the loop through. And of course, we can't just leave that stitch on our crochet hook, so let's put it onto our knitting needle. And as you're doing that, you just want to make sure that the right leg of the stitch is at the front of the needle, and the left leg, which is attached to the working yarn, is at the back of the needle. And there we've made our first double lifted increase. So now I'm ready to do my next double lifted increase, and I'm going to use the same combination of stitches. I'm going to do a knit 1 below, knit 1 through the back loop, and then knit 1 below the next stitch. But this time, instead of using a crochet hook, I'm actually going to use my left needle tip. So first, the knit 1 below, insert the right needle tip through the center of that stitch that's 1 below the one on your needle, wrap knitwise and pull it through. And then knit 1 through the back loop. Again, we're going through that back loop, and wrap the yarn and pull it through. And again, you can drop the stitch off your left needle. Now we need to knit 1 more below into this same lower stitch. So this time, instead of using a crochet hook, just take your left needle and insert it right through the center of that same lower stitch. And now you can knit through that same lower stitch, and you end up with the exact same looking stitch as you did with the crochet hook method. I hope you enjoyed learning how to do a double lifted increase, both with a crochet hook and without. And if you did, make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. Until we stitch again, happy knitting!